Welcome to our weekly copy call. My name is Esther, and I am business partnered with Johnson. And we're going to be doing these copy calls every Friday at this time, at least for now. So this is the second one. We just had our first one last week. I have worked with Johnson for a long time, since like 2014, and I've also known Chris equally almost as long as that too. And Johnson and I are currently working on launching his course for YouTube ad copywriting and creating YouTube ad scripts and just video scripts in general. And so we thought it would be a great opportunity to have Chris on, because Chris is one of the top video ad editors and filmers and videographers in the industry. And Chris has actually edited many of Johnson's ads that have become top winners across YouTube, across Facebook, and more. So, welcome, Chris and Johnson, and y'all are muted. So, if you want to unmute, oh, and we have one more I'm bringing in, Michael as well. So,
cool. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for having me. Thanks for the opportunity. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to be here with the master
of the universe. Yeah. So Chris is part of the mirror message program that, we're teaching for copywriting, mainly focused on, not mainly, but a huge portion of it focused on creating the hook for the YouTube, which is, would you say the most important, the hook? One of the most important parts of a YouTube ad?
Yeah, no, honestly, to me, not just YouTube ad, I mean, VSL, YouTube, Facebook. I mean, I think that concept of the hook, the first, 5 to 15, 30 seconds, I mean, it's just the most important part of anything, really. I mean, I've everything that I've learned from you about YouTube ads, I've kind of made my own blueprint and just kind of like copy pasted those same strategies across to other things and found success other places. So it's not just for YouTube. I mean, if you focus on making sure your Facebook or Instagram ad, the first hook is just as amazing and powerful and captivating as it can be, you'll see more results,
Yeah.
So I mean, I think like what you're teaching is not just for YouTube. I think it's across everything. But I know you're focusing on that, but I'm saying that those principles just translate so well across the board.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that too, and then again, the program's called we won't tell you where that chair is from. It's a big chair offer that we got, but if you know, you know. Okay, but with the mirror message, there's a bonus part in the program where Chris gives us detailed tips on what we used to do, and I'll give you an example. This is a fun example. We used to watch videos after it got done, after Chris would, I would write the script, Chris gets a shot, edits the video. We would watch it with no sound.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that? And the reason why we would watch it with no sound was we wanted to know if visually, based on the editing that Chris did, can we understand the ad? Would this inspire me to, get started for fitness? Would this inspire me to go lose weight, build muscle, or whatever the ad's talking about visually before there's even words,
Mm-hmm.
right? Kind of like a landing page. Let's have a TSL, like a text lander. If that converts, then throw on the VSL and it's going to convert even better, right? Kind of like that.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And I remember being, honestly, everything that I learned as far as copy goes, I think one of the biggest things that helped me the most in my growth was working just directly with you, Johnson, and working with you, Chris, and staying late at the office back at Six Pack, and just like me and Johnson would both be just over your shoulder and be like, no, Chris, this needs to be a different B-roll. That needs that B-roll. But it has taught me so much that has then gone on to pretty much everything that Johnson and I create to this day. And so I think that this course and just really honing in and learning like the hook and learning how to edit and create like a really solid YouTube ad goes more, like you said, it's more than just going into video copy. It ends up strengthening ad copy, email copy, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to piggyback off of what you were saying, when we'd watch stuff with no sound. So I'm a firm believer that everything that we're doing is creating trance, right? Like as soon as someone that's targeted sees what you're trying to put in front of them, you've got the hook to snap them and get their attention. And then everything after that is creating this trance, right? And I feel like if you can create that trance with no sound, just visually, where, every frame by frame, you're making sure that it's just a solid thing that's drawing them into the ad, into the commercial, into anything. And then I feel like if without sound, you watch it and make sure if there's anything that's distorting the trance where they fall off 30 seconds later or anything, you make sure it just flows seamlessly. And then once you incorporate the audio, man, it's just, you've got them hooked in. And not just audio with music, right? I'm talking about even sound effects with the transitions. You want them to kind of deep dive and become like they're submerging themselves into the video,
Yeah, man. And then a lot of people don't know this, like Esther was saying, or we're talking about cutting the sound out. A lot of people, though, maybe they have their own copywriters that are hire a copywriter, contract one, they get the ads back, they might give some revisions. I mean, some of the ad agencies you work with, they're giving you hardcore revisions, right? Over and over. But some people that aren't that familiar with copy or ads, they don't give as many revisions. They don't realize how far you have to go for just one ad. We would stay up till 2 a.m. at the office reviewing one video over and over, creating alternate hooks. Can we create, and you remember we used to always say shoot extra B-roll, because that B-roll could be an alternate hook that we don't know about.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big tips. When you're there, don't have your shooter just shoot the script. They have the camera run. Tell them to set extra cameras up, shoot anything, funny things, whatever they're doing, messing with your supplement, or, doing, personal stuff that you might only see, like that you see your friends and whatever it is, and have them create alternate hooks.
Yeah. I mean, to this day, every time I'm working with a client and we're going to deploy something, I always tell them, we shouldn't deploy just that one piece by itself. We should deploy like five alternate hooks at the same time. Never just go with like one blade, right? You want to go with multiple blades. On top of that, piggybacking off of what you're saying, if you go as far as investing in a production day, I mean, you've got actors, shooters, the producer, lunch, Airbnb, location, hair and makeup. You got all this happening. So you want to over deliver on your scripts and your concepts and your ideas, because what if you so happen to hire an amazing actor? He'll blow through your stuff like within 3-4 hours. And next thing you know, you've invested all this time in an additional 3-4 hours, and everyone just went home and they don't really care. Here you go. You paid for this footage. We're done. But what you would always do, you would always give us an additional 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Where we thought like, it's impossible. We can't shoot all this in one day. And we would just push through, and our 8-hour day would turn into a 10 or 12-hour day. But at least we got now more probabilities of getting a win, because now we have all these extra elements we could grab from. We could create new intros. We could splice. We could touch. We could, and then you would tell us also on top of that, if we have any more time, do a photo shoot.
That's right. We would say, if there's any more time, even like 30 minutes, start shooting, like do a photo shoot
for thumbnails and for
thumbnails, and then
design team.
And then I know like the editors, they might be thinking, or the shooters are thinking, whoa, Johnson just made that up that second. But no, there's a doc you open and it has like 30 images that you need to take. So it's all pre-planned.
And you're so like, I know this can be a lot, especially for someone who has never really written like a winning YouTube ad, telling them like deliver 6 scripts. Like that's a big ask, right? But I know like in your program, you're going to talk about how they can even just turn one script into so many alternate scripts as well and stuff too, right?
Yeah. So we talk about, we always wrote long scripts. So we would write these 5-pagers, right? And then we would figure ways to, pre-shoot, we would figure ways that how we could have 2 ads out of this, or how to swap the body copy out with another version and connect this hook. So, I mean, some of these leads, or, you know, leads for VSLs, they're pretty similar to ads, some of them. So we would make an ad and then alter the ending so that it would plug into the VSL. Because this way, if the ad doesn't work as well on cold traffic or whatever, we still could test it as a VSL lead, you know, like you have to repurpose it. So we've met clients. We had clients like Corey, right? I think when we first met him, we had a fitness trainer. He trains celebrities and all of that. And then he has some ads that didn't convert before.
Yeah.
It just didn't convert. Like 2 years before we met him, we were like, hey, let's shoot some ads. So like, well, you know, we don't know if it's going to work. We have some old ads that we shot 2 years ago. They didn't work. Well, let us see them. We looked at them and they didn't really have too much copy. And but it was pretty good B-roll. You know, Chris went in and that's it. Right. And initially where Chris just went in and redid the first maybe, you know, 10 seconds and then it converted. And then we'll go back in at that point, because that's the lowest hanging fruit. At that point, go back in and add some copy to it. I think we added some copy to why spend. Would you rather spend $200? No, would you rather spend $300 on a gym membership, an enrollment fee that you'll never go to? Or would you rather spend $1 a day with me and get in shape? And then we just added that line in there and 10 million views.
Yeah.
You know,
and the thing was too, and the way I analyzed those old ads was that I literally, when I received them, my first impression, your first impression, every time I look at something, the first impression already in my head, I see the ad. And then it takes me, you know, 3-4 days to then create what's in my head so you could see it and you could deploy it. But in my head, I usually see what needs to be done immediately. So what I did was I turned off the sound. As soon as I got it, I didn't even want to watch it with sound. I just turned off the sound and I watched it. And the first 10 seconds, I didn't know what was happening. It made no sense. And I realized, oh my God, like this is why this is not working. I mean, there's a disconnect here and no one's going to wait 10 seconds for them to realize what's going on. They're just going to scroll right past you. So I just tightened up that first 10 seconds where within the first 3, you knew what was happening, you know, and then go ahead and I gave it to them. They deployed it and it became a winning ad for them and they couldn't believe it. They were like, what did you do? Like, you just redid the front. I'm like, yeah, but there's a method to it. Right. So, another thing. Oh
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, speaking of winning ads, we have a few that pull up and we can review, and
some of the old school ones.
I have some ads that Johnson wrote and Chris edited from back in the day, and so we can just watch like the hooks and you guys can kind of digest
where did we come up with that, you know? Okay.
But really quick before we run into that, let me just add to this, right? So if you actually get a winning ad, and a lot of clients do this, they have a winning ad, great, this one went out of the batch of 10, all right, let's write a new 10. A lot of them, they tend to just now let that run, and now they're trying to create the new thing. So when that gets oversaturated, they could just go in and throw the other one. But what we used to do is when we found a winner, we would turn that into now the theme, right?
Yeah, theme.
So we would be like, oh, why did this work? We would analyze it and just deconstruct it, and we would go, what's the theme here? Is it him transforming into an old man now being ripped? Is it him falling in a pool, coming out, now being ripped? Is it him eating? And then we would actually we would just respin this thing like 10 different times. We would get a female actress to be in the place of the male actor. You would piggyback off of the hook, twist it around. But we never had just one ad hit and then we moved on. We would have one ad hit and we would intentionally create 10 like alternate versions of this same ad with different actors, different location. And out of that, we would get 3-4 extra wins off of just following that.
I know. And then turn them, and then it was crazy. Yeah. And then here's a crazier thing is that when we had, at the time we had multiple offers, right? We don't now, but we had like 5 different offers, and one ad that worked for, let's just say, our 6-pack workout, right? Our 6-pack shortcuts workout program. We had an ad that worked for that. And then we would just make the exact same ad for the older male program, and it will work because that ad is it's a message to convince someone to go and click and take action. That's all it really is. You're not asking them to buy. So if it's going to convince one person to take action, it's going to probably work for the other. And we were doing that for, the same ad could work for multiple things. Just make tiny adjustments, of course, on the CTA.
Yeah, no, literally, it was like
literally the same.
The same ad for selling, pushing protein. I'd have another script, exact same thing. CTA would change for aminos. Another ad, exact same thing. CTA would change for greens. The exact same ad, the exact same thing. CTA would change for female or cardio, whatever.
Yeah.
And we would literally shoot. Sometimes we would shoot all 5 ads, same ones, with like 4 or 5 different actors. We would shoot it with a younger guy, 2 older guys, female. And now we have all this. And then we would start actually pinpointing like who's the top presenter, what was the top theme, what was the top this. And then from there, we start actually, you know, creating, I guess, like you could say like a King of the Ring kind of thing. And then, you know, batch of ads and the ones, and then new variations. Okay. And then new variations until we finally found like a solid winner that would just smash it.
And then redo it again. Now spread them into 10 and keep going. And
keep going.
Yeah.
And Chris, I know a lot of company and offer owners, they feel like they don't really want to be on camera, but they don't really know how to find these people to be on camera. So what is your resource whenever you're like, we need a younger guy and we need an older woman? What do you do to find those extra talent?
So luckily I'm in Austin, Texas, which happens to be like one of the big film hubs in the country. Like LA, Georgia's a big one. New York's a big one. So I've been here since 2009, working in video for a while. So I've got relationships with casting agencies here in town. So I usually reach out to 3 or 4 of them, tell them what I'm looking for. I have a rep that I use. Also have a Rolodex of people that I've already established relationships with that I've used as actors, and we've done stuff that have converted. So I try to always, I have like this Rolodex of like people that I've done stuff with that has converted. I try to always go there first, unless, you know, the offer owner comes to an agreement with me, or we realize we don't have what we need here. And then I'll go off and start doing casting call and working with the agencies and all that. But that process could take up to like 3 weeks to find like the right person. But I mean, once you find the right person, I mean, your presenter is so important. I mean, I'd say, man, your presenter is just as important as your copy, just as important as your editor. I mean, everything has to be, you can't have a weak link in that chain. You know, it's like you were saying, like you want Tom Brady to throw to the number 1 receiver, you know, and then you want the number 1 running back running it. You want everyone that touches this ball to be the top tier in order for you to have a high probability of actually getting something to crack.
So based off that, so if you hired, let's say you hired one of the best copywriters out there and they wrote you a VSL or an ad, and the Tom Brady of copywriters, right? You hired him, he wrote you an ad, and then you just give it to some random editor to edit because they were cheap. I mean, that's like telling Tom Brady to throw the ball to some rookie in the Super Bowl. No, we're throwing it to, you know, Randy Moss, or we're throwing it to the best receiver. That's why, you know, we had back in our days, we would have, you know, different levels of copywriters. And then the copywriter that always won, that had the highest winning percentage, Chris would always edit those videos. And remember, people, you know, like, oh, let's say, you know, I wrote the top ads, my ad's been converting the best. And then obviously you want to edit those scripts, right? Like, why do you want to edit a poor copywriter?
No, I want to move the needle every time.
You want to also win, you know, and that's one thing, you know. And guys, if you're hiring a video editor, or you have your own editors, you know, why would they go and spend an extra 3 hours to shoot for you? You know, why would they spend an extra 4 hours to edit for you? Well, they need to win. You need to either pay them, you know, a little bit, a bonus win or whatever. They need to have that feeling like they won. When you win, winning is addictive. You know, sore losers come from winning too much, and to the point where if you're not winning, you can't understand what's happening. They need to get addicted to winning, you know, help them win, you know, and maybe you need to give them a little bonus in the beginning, or, you know, performance based. But when you start giving them incentives, also, you know, creative freedom. This is a big one. So we would write a script, and at the end it would be, I actually saw, I think it was, it wasn't James Cameron. I forget which director. They would do a shoot in a movie, and then they would do like 3 shoots, right? And then the 4th one would be, you guys just do whatever you guys want, but just read the script, but you act the way you want. And then the actors love it, you know, and you could do the same thing with the editors. You know, look, go and shoot my scripts. I know you told me the hook is kind of weird. Just shoot it and then shoot one that's like your way, whatever you like.
Yeah, and you even told me like if yours ends up beating everybody else's, we'll give you a small bonus.
Yeah.
And that just made me like, okay, I'm not gonna turn one in. I'm gonna turn in 4 or 5 different variations because I want this bonus. You know. So then, and I think it got to the point where like our media buyers were just like kind of like they were just like in a world of just like, oh my god, they're in heaven. They kept on getting ads and ads and ads and ads and variations.
We were giving them so many. I mean, it's like heaven for an ad team, like ad runners, right? Media buyers.
We're giving like 80 or 90 ads a month. Like,
so we gave them so many ads and so many variations that we would have to actually manage. It's like backwards. The copy guys would go and tell the ad guys, hey, have you tested our ads yet? Why am I giving you 80 of them if you're not testing them all? I mean, that's how, that's the overdrive. That's that, you got to put in that work and get in so much copy that your ad team's just gonna.
Cool. So let's look at some of those ads. So I pulled some of my favorites. I know that there's been newer stuff that's come out since then for other companies, but since David, you're a designer and tech at Six Pack Shortcuts, who's here in the audience. Chris was at Six Pack Shortcuts, Johnson Six Pack Shortcuts, I was Six Pack Shortcuts, and so I thought let's pull some old really cool Six Pack Shortcuts ads that Johnson wrote, Chris edited. So I can just go ahead and share my screen, and then Johnson and Chris, we can pause and you can talk through them. The first one that I'm gonna pull, you already know.
Oh, I already hear the music. I already know what this is.
Yeah.
This is one of those where we turned it into a theme.
Yeah.
Like we actually had, we'll go ahead and play it and then we'll break it down.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's another thing too. Look how the music cue. I haven't seen this in years, but look how the music cue. I already know what it is.
Yeah, but just hearing that music, you already know it has to do with something with love or attraction,
romance,
And just a note, these have been reposted, so this is not the original view count. These had
like 20-something million views.
These had no views. These are
we don't have access to. Yeah, we're just pulling these from YouTube, or Esther is.
All right, so first one, how men over 40 can get six-pack abs. Let me know if you can't hear it or anything.
Whoa, wait a minute, guys, stop the tape. Let me rewind this for you real quick.
Yeah, let's stop the tape.
I gotta show you old.
Yeah, so I remember we were like writing all these hooks, and then we're like, why don't we make a hook where you don't even have to say anything?
Mm-hmm.
And then we're like, what are we gonna do? We're like, whoa, what if we showed the talent's name is Mark, right? We're like, what if we show Mark? Oh, we originally, the theme, like you're saying, create the theme. The theme was dressed like an old man. Remember, we had one where
you don't have to look like that.
Yeah, we had an ad where we had Mark dressed just like that same older male outfit, but he was shaking. He was shaking as he stood up, and he goes, older men don't have to be like that. And that one converted pretty well. Mm-hmm. And then we went, oh man, people really like this old man outfit. Let's do one where he tries to hit on a girl and wave to her, and she ignores him. And then she turns around, and then he takes his shirt off, and she's like, what? I can't believe I ignored this guy. But then, the magic is where, like, this is you guys. We wrote the idea, but
the crazy thing is we weren't thinking about this earlier, which is funny. But now that I'm older and I'm 34, and now that we worked on a lot older offers, I realized that older men that are single, they want to date younger girls.
Yes.
But I didn't see that part of the psychology back when we did this. I just thought like, oh, he lives in great shape. Mm-hmm. Look, he could get girls now. But I think that's one of the hardest reasons why I think this really worked. Like him just like being shirtless and that girl being so young. Obviously, he looks like a grandpa, Yeah. And she's like in her 30s, right?
And then also we wanted to make our talent look extra older than they look, which is opposite, right?
Yeah, we would put white paint in their hair. We would
put white paint in their hair. We wanted our talent's face to look extremely old, but the body look extremely young. So there's a big contrast.
Yeah.
So everything you see is all planned out. The girl that we picked, we didn't want someone that's too lean. Yeah. We want a real attainable girl, And then on top of that, men my idea was also that men just, even if you're married, it doesn't matter if you've been married and you're the most faithful guy, you still want women to
be noticed.
you just still want to be noticed. You still want to walk out there and know you got it, you know?
Yeah,
but
you know, yeah, exactly.
But you don't take action.
Exactly.
It's not like a real ad.
Yeah, yeah. You'd rather be a warrior in the garden than a gardener in the war, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm a warrior, but I'm in the garden.
Yeah, I'm a warrior in the garden. That's the theme. Yeah.
Something that I want to note though, as we go through these too, like we are now just on green screen. And I know, Chris, you do some edits, you bring in some pictures, you bring in
there's the Paul Mooney one.
Oh, you know what? This video. Okay, let me say something about this video first. This was a high converting ad. Now I know why this one has 7,000 views, because this was actually a VSL on our landing page. Like we talked about before, after we run an ad for a period of time, what we do is then we take that ad and turn it into a lead. Because if it worked to attract people, it has to work to attract people and keep their attention on your lander, right?
Yeah.
So this VSL is actually really interesting. You know, we could paste this link into our group too, so they could check it out. But we actually, I think, plugged 3 different ads together.
Not for this one, but but we did that too. This one's to take a seat straight into the over 80. They're still here. The dying.
Oh yeah, that's a different ad.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. You're right. I'm sorry. Yeah. So there's 2 of them. Yeah.
So if you go forward a little bit, Esther, and then you can see that there's actually like 2 or 3 ads combined in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, as the hook.
Well, what I was going to say is, as we go through these, the thing that makes these work, yes, the body script is very important, but it is that hook. The hook, coming up with that hook idea, that initial 6 to 10 seconds or 3 to 10 seconds, that's really going to capture someone as they go into your ad. Like, that's why Johnson's program, the mirror message, it focuses so heavily on getting that winning hook. And then, like you were just saying, Johnson, like once you have that winning hook and you have that winning hook for a few ads, you can stack those and have like really cool VSL intros. And Johnson, you call this the wave effect, kind of, where like you get someone's attention, they drop off, you get someone's attention again, as soon as it goes down, you have to do something else. So it's like this like idea of like continuously kind of introducing these little mini hooks.
Yeah, it's that, because your hook's gonna get them riled, you know, all hyped up, and then they start losing interest, and then you get them back again in a couple of minutes. That's why we tagged these leads in there, because it was our top hooks on ads. And so we knew it has to keep their attention. And once, you know, like playing poker, right? Once you're pot committed, once you put so much money in, you're like, screw it, I'm just gonna stay till the end. You know, I'm just gonna bet it till the end. You know, that's kind of like that. They've already watched like 5-6 minutes of your video after watching a couple of your top ads. They're like, I might as well watch a couple, you know, minutes more, and they end up watching the whole thing and then changing their lives. Maybe.
So this, can you still see that I made it big screen?
Oh yeah, I talked about this in the free guide too.
So this is in your free guide, and this is another really one of my favorite hooks too.
Yeah. Well, before you show it, I want to say one thing. Like, we've shown this to some clients before, and they're like, you know, we want to talk about our product. I was like, you know, well, what if we show you a video where we don't talk about anything and it converts? It just doesn't even talk about working out in the beginning or the products or anything. And this is kind of all emotional based, designed to just touch your heart.
Yeah.
My name's Tom Stelauer, and you're probably wondering, what the heck are these arrows pointing to on my stomach? Well, if I can have the camera zoom in here, these are my stretch marks from when I was almost 300 pounds a few years ago. You see, most guys look at me and just think, man, this guy's lucky. He probably looks like that because he has good fat burning genetics. But by seeing these stretch marks, you can clearly tell that that's not the case. Honestly, I thought the same way whenever I saw some guy that was in shape with abs in the past. And while I, like most guys out there, did the diets and the workouts that I was told to do, the belly fat never really came off.
So that first few seconds though, you're like, that's the hook is, you may be wondering what these arrows are on me, you know, and people are like, huh, I am. And then what captures, and then like as soon as it kind of starts falling off, he's like, they're stretch marks, and then it goes back up. And you're like, actually, so that's that idea of like the wave effect. And
even at this point right now, at the 30-second mark, I remember this part. This is where he goes, in fact, it reminds me that you could do anything, you know, that I could do
Forcing myself
anything.
and so many others to think that there isn't any hope for us. And like myself, back when I was almost 300 pounds, most men out there just don't know the real scientific way to burn fat. So we stick to listening to these so-called gurus who haven't actually been out of shape before, like us. I could have simply shown you some Photoshop before and after photos of me instead of my stretch marks. But I know that most of
And then right back up. I could have
Yep.
showed you Photoshop because everyone knows that when you look like that, you're Photoshop.
So this ad was one type of ad hook that we do is called the debunk hook, right? Everybody knows about that. Like, you know, you debunk whatever someone's doing, you debunk it, right? So we're debunking the before and after pictures, because this came to the point where we realized, man, before and after pictures, first of all, it's not compliant. We will get flagged. So we couldn't put before and after pictures. So we were always thinking of a way, how do we go before and after? But if we even did before and after, people would think it's fake, right? So we were like, how can you not fake it before and after? Got it. Stretch marks. You can't fake stretch marks. And then so we had Thomas go. We even did, I think we got a quarter. We rubbed some of it a little bit to make it look, to irritate it, to make it look more red. And then,
and then this became a theme. After, I didn't see that she had the link there, but after this killed it, we ended up doing the where the hater that says that saw this, that didn't believe it and thought it was fake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then when he showed the stretch marks, it didn't show his face. So they thought we had a stunt double with the stretch marks. And then finally Thomas actually showed it and he smiled and he was
yes, that's right.
It is me. Yeah.
So the cool thing is when you start making when you start making really good ads, and if you follow it up with good content videos, if you're posting regular videos on YouTube regularly, you become a star.
Yeah.
Okay. You pretty much become a star. And then when we made this video, people, of course, even though it's real with his real stretch marks, you know, there's going to be haters, right? So we started seeing videos of people saying that this video is fake. His before and after is fake. His stretch mark is fake. So we took that negative, you know, kind of the negative talk that people had, and we put that into our ad where we were saying that people thought we were faking it, but it's real. And that ad was killed it too.
I killed it too.
Yeah.
Can you see? Am I still sharing my screen? Can you see this?
Yeah.
We see you.
Learn how to detox.
I remember this one did better on YouTube, but this one did well on Facebook too, but it's not the same one.
But
right?
this one, so the reason I pulled this example, Johnson, is because this was a good example of finding an ad that really worked, and that then became a lot of ideas for email copy that really worked.
Oh,
yeah, we converted a lot of these into emails and they crushed it.
Thomas, organic fat loss specialist of the #1 most subscribed fitness channel on YouTube. And you're probably wondering, what the heck is on my feet? It's onions, man. And this is the old school way of how people used to detox. Actually, some people still do it. You see, Harvard Medical School explains that detoxing.
And then I love that he just sits down and his onions are on his feet the rest of the ad.
So this came in a similar batch with that other stretch mark, because that's around similar times. And this was the same thing. You're probably wondering you're probably wondering what this is. There's another one with a mark. I don't know if we have that ad. You're probably wondering what this tag is on my shirt.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
So the thing also is that, you know, back when we were there, we started realizing he who tests the most usually is the king of the mountain. And we started realizing how we started finding more success on keeping the budget. Okay, you remember we were like, look, this is our budget, and we need 20 ads, and usually that's the kind of budget that could probably knock out 1 or 2, right? So that's why the location is the same wooden background as the stretch mark one, because we literally just shot everything just on a green screen, wooden location. Maybe the hook, we would go out to like the front parking lot or find a little tree to go do something. But we just shot everything here. Everything here had to do with the copy and the presenter. Like, so your copy being dialed in, his performance being dialed in, it kind of made the editor's job a little easy, you know, having such great copy and such a good presenter in reality. And so, yeah.
I can't find that one, but I did find this one. Can you see this?
Oh yeah, here's another one.
So this is
the female one or the male one?
This is
before we start.
Okay.
This is the remake. This is a similar concept, a remake concept of course, the pick up the
the chair one.
Yeah, the chair one, have a seat, right? We
Yeah.
call it have a seat, like have a seat commercial. But we
So
got
the
this
first,
idea.
the first commercial we looked at. So it's
Yeah,
on
the
that
first
channel,
commercial we
yeah.
saw.
Yeah.
It's the same concept. He waves at the girl, she ignores him, and then this one's a little different. Okay. We actually got this idea, and I talk about this in the mirror message, that we got this idea from an Apple ad. I got this from, where there's an old man listening. He puts a song on his iPod and then he plays it, and it's dramatic orchestra music, right? And he walks, and then people are like, what is he doing? He climbs up to this like diving board, which is like 50 feet in the air, I don't know, and he jumps off. Everybody's like, oh my god, he's gonna die. And then he gets up, whatever, but it's the iPod. So we were like, man, so what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't matter where, if you see a good ad about sunglasses, okay, if you see a good ad about sunglasses, you could convert that into your own product. You could convert anything into your own idea if you put the heart and the creativity in there.
Inspiration comes from everywhere. Keep your eyes open. Yeah.
So we'll look at this one. We'll look at one more, and then I just saw that Michael, who's with us, Michael Sampson, he posted a couple headlines for review. So we'll look at these, and then we'll pull up his copy, and then we can talk about that too. So we'll look at this one, and then the one right after this is Veggie Mountain. So you know what I'm talking about.
Wait, stop the tape. Can you guys rewind it for me real fast?
Yeah.
So one thing is that you see how we had Amy, her name is Amy, the lovely Amy. She did this video. We actually have another version that did really well. The original version was where Mark comes and goes, stop the tape. That's another theme, the stop the tape theme. We always did a good hook and stop the tape.
We did it for Have a Seat too. He stopped it. He came back and he rewinded.
But so we put Amy in that version. And then so all we did was, instead of saying, hey, older guys don't have to look like this, we put in the Vmail version where she goes, hey, ladies, or hey, guys, older men don't have. And then we put in a part where, to make it more real is, the reason why I ignored this guy, right? I think this is in there.
Yeah, he looked weak.
Reasons why I ignored this gentleman. You see, just by looking at him, I get the impression that this man has become weak, fragile, out of shape, and just wouldn't have the energy to keep up with the exciting life I look forward to living. I feel like age is really taking.
We shot that in the backyard too. That picture, it was fake.
This is one of the most unattractive.
Make her look active.
That was the photo shoot. A photo shoot if you slept on.
But as you can see in his transformation, older men no longer have to suffer the physical effects of aging anymore.
Yeah, that was a good ad. But yeah, that's a good example of the ad really worked well for Mark. So this is how you turn one ad into multiple ads that you can test, is you get another talent to test it. And so we had then.
And then we also swapped, we don't have those other versions, but we swapped Mark out with two other guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have like the same video with different guys, like, and they all work.
Here are the 5.
Yeah, and so here's the last one we'll look at, because this is an example of this ad type worked really well for a lot of different products and with a lot of different talents. So this was like, this is one of those ideas of the proven concept being used for multiple products and multiple different actors.
Here are the 5 key superfoods that you need to be eating to detox your body. Number 1, chlorella. You see, if you have mercury fillings in your teeth, or you've been vaccinated, or you eat fish regularly, or maybe you've been exposed to radiation, you may have heavy metals lurking in your body.
So it's way more like, it's not as like fun and goofy, but it still was like 15 million views on this video. It still was really effective using like the science. So
one thing is, we had a different hook in front of there, but then what we would always do is, if an ad, it didn't convert as well. I think it didn't convert as well. We had a hook in front of there. So what we would always do is, if an ad didn't convert well, but we thought the content was really good, we would do a thing called the straight to the point hook. Okay, where we just chop the hook off and get straight to the point. And that's why this ad goes into like, I want to show you the 5 superfood. Boom, number 1, it gets right into it. So this way, it's like, give them what they want, right? Sometimes maybe they just need to hear the content, especially when it comes to like, I guess, veggies. One thing is talk about the veggie mountain. Remember we split tested, having layout fruits, have them covered.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. So just the kitchen set, we tested the kitchen set, just naked kitchen set, just, you know, nothing on top of the counter. And then we were like, oh, let's just go ahead and just show, you know, the things we're going to talk about. Okay. And then we were like, you know what? We need a crazy mountain of food that just has them, they can't look away because it's an obscene amount. And I don't know why, but as soon as we spend $400 or $500 worth on veggies and packed that, you saw how much it was on there.
Yeah.
That I went to the groceries, to Whole Foods, bought a bunch of stuff, packed it on. Those ads just started doing better. We were just like, man, I guess people just love that scenery of all that.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, think about this. People notice this stuff. It's weird, right? I remember when we were filming with Mike Chang. I remember we had to do a reshoot, and then he decided to not shave.
Oh yeah.
So he was shaved. We shot an ad with him shaved.
And then he grew the and we
then
needed
he
a
grew a
lead.
beard, and then we needed to redo a part, and he refused to shave. And then we would read comments like, dude grew a beard and like during the ad.
Yeah, he drew the ad. And they started making fun of him instead of it became a joke.
Yeah.
It's like, but it kind of went a little viral because everyone was like, bro, what happened here to there? Like you grew a full beard.
So people do notice this stuff.
Yeah, but didn't you, Chris, eventually find that we didn't have to buy the veggies?
Oh yeah. So what I did was I just bought a small portion of it. And then I took a picture of it, and then I keyed out that portion, and I started just kind of like flipping it upside down, rotating it, and actually until I had a mountain, digital mountain, so it wasn't an actual real thing. And then what I ended up doing was I decided just to go to the green screen or the studio we had, and I took a picture of every veggie we had. So then I could grab lettuce if I needed more lettuce. I could grab an apple if I needed an apple. So then a lot of our mountains, we stopped going to the grocery store. I would just build it digitally. And it looked real because it was real. It was just a picture that was keyed out.
Here's an ad idea. What if we had a mountain of veggies, right? But then the camera zooms in and you zoom, it looks like mountains, and you zoom in and you see the little talent in there. You're like, are you tired of buying mountains?
That's a good one, yeah.
And then you see him, he's like on a mountain. He goes, literally, he grabs off the ground. You're juicing all day.
Yeah, it's really good.
That would be a good one.
Yeah, you could easily shoot that, shoot that, and then shoot him on a green screen, and then put him on top of the mountain.
And then zooming in, and he goes, hey.
And then you do that digitally. You zoom in digitally, and then zoom out as he's talking, and then you see him in the mountain of veggies.
You say, help, I need help.
That's $1 million ad idea for whoever's watching. You're welcome.
Yeah.
So, okay.
One more thing about inspiration. You were saying keeping your eyes open.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping your eyes open, you know, I'm going to talk about two instances where back at Six Pack, I ended up going to the doctor. I had an appointment. So I went to the doctor during lunch. And when I went to the doctor, I ended up going to like a cardiologist place because I was having issues with my heart. And there, I'm the youngest person there. Everybody there is over 65, just old people everywhere. And I was just kind of like, you know, I just sat down. Nothing wrong with old people, just saying, right? I sat down and I started looking around. And this is their world, right? So I started noticing just like the brochures, the TV, what it was talking about, everything. And the TV was talking about mobility. It was talking about just tying your shoes and being able to bend over and being able to jump or run or this. And when I saw that, I was like, oh man, mobility. We never did a mobility angle. And then as soon as I started going to my, you know, they call you Chris, you know, to the back, doctor's ready to see you. I passed by a room that was literally had three treadmills, 2 ellipticals, 1 bike, push and pull machine. And there was old people strapped up just doing these motions. And I was like, you guys have a gym here? We don't call it a gym, sir. We call it a rehabilitation center. And I'm just like, why are they hurt? Or like, no, they're just trying to, you know, lose weight or be in better shape. And I'm like, oh my God. So you're going to have to work out whether you want to or not, because eventually you're going to end up there. Right. So what happened? I rushed to the house. I mean, I rushed back to the office. I tell you, dude, mobility is a huge thing. They got a little rehabilitation mobility center inside the thing. And you were like, that's right. So then we started just writing an ad. When was the last time you ran? When was the last time you jumped? Yeah. When was the last time?
It was why do older men walk like this? A hunchback, right? And then the guy's walking. Well, let me ask you first.
When was the last time you tied your shoe? Or
When was the last time you
jumped?
jumped as high as you can? When was the last time you ran as fast as you could?
Yeah, and we got a cheap model to come in, and he jumped in pain. He ran, he couldn't.
Yeah, and then I think the message was, you probably don't remember. You know, it's probably been over 20 years since you last jumped.
Yeah,
And it's true. We went and asked around a lot of the folks that were a little bit older, and they were like, I don't remember when's the last time I ran.
Hey, when's the last time you ran full speed?
Like no, for you, Esther, like when's the last time you ran full speed, like darted?
Well,
No, like ran for your life, right?
no, I know. I've run sometimes, so you know.
Well, I mean, I haven't done it in years, right? And that's why I'm a little heavier, and I'm on my fitness journey now. But
but even if you do, no, but even I do cardio. I do cardio a couple of times a week, but I haven't been running full speed.
Yeah.
But you remember when you were a kid, you ran full speed when
all
it was
the time.
Dinner time.
Yeah, all the time.
So what happens to those little muscles that you used to use?
Yeah, no, they
go away, you know, same thing. And that's where you gotta get deep into that.
Yeah, that ad killed it.
Yeah.
Well, we have only like 12 minutes, so I want to go ahead and look at some copy that's sent in. So Michael has sent in, and Michael, hi, do you want to talk about your copy? Welcome. Sorry, we haven't really opened up the floor this call, since we have a special guest. Usually we kind of let our audience members talk a little more, but would you like to talk about this offer, talk about the headline a bit? And you're muted in case you want to. I don't know. You don't have to either. So he sent in.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a skincare brand and it serves women over the age of 50. And it's the copy of an advertorial right now. And how it reads is, it reads that quote with big, strong text. Even her doctor assumed she was 20 years younger. And underneath that, it has how women 50 plus are reducing wrinkles, erasing age spots, and enjoying beautifully glowing skin with this simple dermatologist-approved one-step skincare routine. And then the rest of it talks a story about, like, you know, one of our customers that was in a doctor's office, and she sat down, the doctor looked at her chart and was, oh my God, I can't believe you're that. I thought you were 20 years younger.
What do you think? You've been doing more skin ads than me.
Yeah. So I'll just honestly, maybe you should check around a little more, just to be honest. The wrinkle stuff that I've worked on haven't done so well. So they've pivoted over to like dark spots and just focusing on the actual dark spots itself.
But the same cream.
Same cream. Okay. Same cream.
Just a different pitch.
Yeah, different pitch.
It's like instead of weight loss, you're doing muscle building.
Right. Yeah. And now the eye serum was a big hit. So they would go age spots, the dark spots, and then they would go into the eye serum right after. Mm-hmm. Focusing on actually anti-wrinkle wasn't much of a hit. So
think about both though, because in the headline it says reducing wrinkles, erasing age spots, back to back.
Right.
Gotcha. Because the two main benefits of the product.
Do you
the two main things people look for?
Do you have the offer lander? The landing page?
Yeah. So what I would do, this is what I would do, just based on because it was four videos in a row that killed it for dark spots that I had done.
If you want to go ahead, if you click that, it's called snip in the chat, and you can actually view his headline, so it's easier.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's check it out.
Even her doctor assumed she was 20 years younger.
Oh, there's the link. If you look below that,
I popped in the link to the advertorial too.
Yeah.
Looks like in this version we cut out the story about the woman, and this version is doing a little better.
Gray, erasing age spots in pink, so that really stands out at you. That's awesome. And enjoying beautiful ones.
I might maybe even put because they assume she was 20 years younger, maybe 64-year-old grandmother. Erase their age spots. You think that'll help?
Yeah, even her doctor assumed she was 20 years younger. How a 60-plus-year-old grandmother reduced her wrinkles, erasing age spots, and
it works regardless if you're 45 or 60 or 90.
What do you think if we do it like this? Because actually, this is one of the ideas we're going to spin around next. It's a stunning grandma shares her beauty secrets, something like that. And it's kind of the same story, but from the line of a stunning grandma. So we're going to hire a really, attractive woman to be the stunning grandma.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
would put
I think putting an age on her is like we've seen a lot of success with that. Like either like 67-year-old grandpa. Here, let me see. I wonder if I can
maybe
find.
if I saw like if she was a 65-year-old grandmother erases age spots by
No, that's off.
I mean, have you guys tried like 50-year-old woman erases age spots and flattens wrinkle and plumps up wrinkles? I don't know, refills her wrinkles while, by doing this one simple, like condensing that one
Yeah, it's kind of
hormone.
long.
I don't know the
It's like,
science, but maybe like by
Yeah.
taking control of, by altering her collagen collapse. I don't know what the pitch is for skincare.
Even her doctor assumed she was 20 years younger. Even her doctor assumed she was 20 years younger. How women 50 plus are reducing wrinkles, erasing age spots, and enjoying beautifully glowing skin.
Maybe even
Do you
Now,
split?
one of the hooks we do is we call it, you're getting age. You're not aging, you're photo aging. And they're like, what's that? Well, you're photo aging because you're aging because of the sun and this product, blah, 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 reverses that.
yeah.
Are you able to split test headlines?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is currently our control.
Okay.
Even her doctors said she was 20 years old. Her doctors were shocked that she was 64. I don't know. Her doctor
was shocked that she
doctor-
she wasn't 20 years younger.
Yeah, her doctor her doctor checked her ID to confirm she was. And I've also seen, the ads are what other ads have been working is like throwing things away, right? I've also seen this one Botox ad. I saw this one ad that had, I forget how many views. It had like 10 million views or whatever. It was like throwing why these ladies are, avoiding Botox, or,
I like that. That's really clean. Like so we have an all-in-one product, so we can just have the hook as the woman is throwing away her cabinet. She opens up her cabinet and there's like, a bunch of products, and she throws them all out. And there's just that one product. It's like, one product is our product, and it's like shining or something like that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. I did see this ad that ad was like why they're throwing away their Botox, because Botox causes wrinkles in other places, or that was the science.
Put toxins behind it and all, like to make it scary.
Demonize Botox. Debunking whatever the people are doing right now,
Well, how about even her just say grandma's doctor assumed she was 20 years younger, like from like another person's point of view, like she's telling like my grandma's doctor assumed she was 20 years younger. How even though she, even 60 plus, she's been able to reduce her wrinkles, erase age lines, because I'm thinking video wise. Yeah, I'm thinking in the sense of a video, like if you have someone like on camera talking about, like, and then they're gonna present somebody else. That's what I'm thinking of.
I don't know how.
So you're saying from the voice of the granddaughter,
right?
Yeah, and I don't know how believable this is, but one time, and I was in elementary school, but my grandma picked me up from elementary school, and my best friend in elementary school thought she was my big sister, and said that. And my grandma was like, and so like something too, like granddaughter, like they thought I was her mom, but I'm her grandma or something, like something like that could be cool.
So that headline, even her doctor assumed she was 20 years younger. That's just like someone saying that, right? So you could say my grandma's doctor assumed she was 20 years younger, and then boom, how women 60 plus are reducing wrinkled. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like video wise, even if you're going like 5, 4, and then you're showing face and this and that, 3, 2, 1, and it just opens up to like it could open up to like maybe a young girl just going like my grandma's doctor, and then it just cuts right to like a doctor just going like this, and then she's like, oh, why, thank you, and then they like thought she was younger, and then and then that's it, that's your hook, and then it cuts over to a voiceover saying how women 50 or plus are reducing wrinkles, and that's the kind of video I would see with this.
I like that. I like that.
What about, I've seen what about finding twins? You ever seen the twins and one is old and one doesn't look old, and it's because one did this and the other didn't do this?
Yeah. Oh, I got it. So imagine mom's in the lobby waiting for granddaughter and grandma, and then so the video opens up with daughter running to mom like grandma's doctor thought mom was 20 years younger, and then you cut to them walking, and then she's like an odd, and then she's like, well, thank you, and then it just cuts to the voiceover. That's what I would do.
Man.
I like that. That's a lot of different ways to tell that. It's slick.
Yeah, I think that's, or maybe even like grandpa's waiting in the lobby, and then the granddaughter runs to grandpa, you know, saying like, your grandma's doctor thought she was 20 years younger, and then it cuts to like grandma going like, and then the doctor's like, oh, what is she doing? And then it just cuts to boom, how women 50 plus are really, you know.
What if the two guys was like, man, what's your secret on picking up younger women? That's my wife. That's my wife. She's 64. Oh my gosh. Hey, you want to learn the secret my wife used to say beautiful?
Yeah.
You know, every day I look at her and I thank the Lord I found her. Man, that coming from the guys, and then the women would be like, oh my God, I wish I had a husband like that. I guess I have to fix my face.
Yeah, one of the big hooks for skincare in the older market is husband noticing. That's a huge thing. Yeah. My husband noticed. That's a huge thing.
Or the husband, I hear this one. The husband, you know, my husband used to kiss me, you know, before he went to work every day. You know, he stopped. And now I notice that when we're out in public, he's not holding my hands. He's been holding my hand for 50 years. What's happening? But I notice him looking at these younger women, staring the way that he used to stare at me when I was 25. What happened? You know, this happened. Trenches.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Another one I've seen, or not seen, but just my mom. My mom is 62 and she's in her. She has a new boyfriend, and she like will do something, and then she's like, Eric didn't notice. He didn't notice. So finally, I asked him, "Do you notice anything different about me?" You know, and so I feel like that's something women do a lot too. Like when they have been doing things like that, they're like, have you noticed anything different? So maybe the like an ad or an hook could be too, like the husband actually does notice something. Like he doesn't notice, he's not noticing, and then he notices.
Here's another hook. What if like the lady, she's around 45, she looks this way and she goes, Mom, but then she actually saw her own reflection, but she thought she saw her mom, you know, like she, you know, and she was like, oh my gosh. It was actually a reflection of me. I thought it was my mom.
Every day that passes, I look more and more like my mother.
You know, I'm becoming my mother, and you know, I don't know.
No one wants that.
I think remember there's that hook that was like my daughter's boyfriend broke up with her when she met me because the boyfriend told her, if that's what you're gonna look like in the future, I don't want to be with you.
That's a good one.
Jeez.
Yeah, I remember that. I know that offer. Yeah, I know that offer.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, "Whoa, dang, that's messed up."
I mean,
but true.
This one's not that good, but it's sinking in my head. Just like accusing of someone accusing him of being a disgusting sugar daddy. You know, like how could you? You're just because you got money, you disgusting sugar daddy. Like what? My wife? Bro, she's older than me. It's like, you know?
My wife is old.
Older than me.
He goes, yeah. Why I started dating older women?
Yeah, because my wife's 8 years older than me, and I love her. So, and I'm just thinking, like in my position, someone's like, and she looks actually my age. Like she takes care of herself so well. So imagine people are like, dang, like, you know, she looks younger than you. I'm like, she's older than me.
Dang, that's a good one. Yeah, man.
Quick question: like, how much budget is recommended to like? What would be a low budget shot to get like someone like you to do that kind of stuff with all in with the talent and stuff like that? Like what would it be to
how many words is your script?
I don't have a script for YouTube yet. It's an advertorial, but it'll like I don't know. It'll be like 2-3 minutes.
Just hook. Oh yeah, just Hookwise.
Hookwise,
yeah. If anything, we'll talk about it after the call. I mean, I'll get your contact, or we'll do a group Skype intro, and then
what I would do is like when you guys chat, like you always said, you know, we always do is create a bunch of hooks that you can use with the same talent, and then put them all together and get it all shot that one day, you know, and just rearrange the body copy onto that hook from other ads.
Yeah, like all those variations about the grandpa being here or the mom here or they're in the thing. Like we would shoot all those variations, and because I mean we're already there, the actors are already there, the location's already paid for. Just get as many as you can and just maximize the 8-hour day, you know, and then boom, we've got all this to pull from, you know.
And Chris,
the only thing is you would, yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, I was just saying I shot his email to you on Skype.
Okay, cool,
You have that.
fantastic, yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah, we're gonna do a photo shoot and just like video, not video. So let's get some B-roll and then just like still photos for all our products in the catalog like next month. That's gonna be probably like 15K. Is that about right? Yeah.
15.
That's with 3 models though. That's like 3 models.
To shoot what?
We're just a full day shoot, 3 models.
A photo shoot.
A full day.
Yeah.
shoot.
Full day shoot of 3 models and you're getting quoted 15 for that.
That's me getting every model and doing all myself, all in like adding the people that I'm hiring myself. It's like guesstimated, like yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, let's talk after the call because I don't know. I just want to make sure, like, you know, that's a lot. That's a lot for a budget. So just make sure you're getting everything that you need, and I'll let you know whether it's a little overpriced.
Cool, because I haven't signed anything yet, and I'm kind of new to doing like photo shoots and stuff like that. Like my VSL always worked on the screen. Yeah,
got you. So is this a photo shoot or a video shoot?
This particular thing is a photo shoot for our e-com funnel and stuff like that. But we're getting back into VSLs. I'm remaking my VSL, so I need hooks for the VSL and all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah. We'll chat about that.
And we're scaling up YouTube right now as well. So we're just getting into YouTube. We're like Facebook and native guys, and we're just getting into YouTube.
Right. I'm not trying to kill anyone's deal. I don't know who this is, but I'll talk to you later after this because I think that's a little high.
Okay.
And one quick thing.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Esther.
Oh, no, go, and then I'll say.
Oh, I was saying, you know, one other thing we did on YouTube was we started getting a bunch of testimonials, and we made an alternate channel, and it's called Vibrance is your product, right? It's called Vibrance Wrinkle Cream Review, and that was the YouTube channel, but we didn't connect it to our page, and we would just post testimonials because we noticed that people would watch our videos and then they would YouTube the product to see reviews. And we were like, let's just make a review channel for them just to look. And that helped a lot. Like I don't know about today. I don't know if that's still same technique will work, but yeah, we always do that. So it just felt like it was an alternate review page.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, we have like 75 videos, testimonials already. So we don't just live in my Dropbox right now. Yeah. Yeah,
because if you post it on your own YouTube Vibrance channel, they're like, they made it, right? But imagine going to Johnson. The video is like, is Johnson really actually good at copywriting? Here's his review, but it's not connected to me or anything. They're like, oh, someone actually made this, you know?
Yeah.
Interesting. So the new YouTube channel, brand name reviews.
Yeah, it's just Vibrance Wrinkle Cream and age spot removal review, you know? And and then this way these like testimonial videos are in there and blah, blah. Yeah. And then you could even show it on be like, check out these reviews that are on YouTube.
And the great thing is, like, if you have an editor, you just send them the channel and here, pull these for the video, and he can easily just download them. And
in the future too. Yeah.
So cool. I'm going to end this soon, but I just want to say, especially if you have, that you want to do more on YouTube, you're trying to do more VSLs. All of this will be talked about in depth in the Mirror Message program that Johnson's finishing up, and we're aiming to get everything finished by the end of the month, but we'll see. We just want everything to be as like thorough and in there as possible. But the goal for this program is that basically it's like having Johnson there to write your copy. It's for offer owners. Offer owners can learn like all the techniques to write hooks, all the techniques, or if they don't want to do it, they can send it to their copywriters and have their copywriters kind of going through like a full training course on like breaking down like all of Johnson's thought processes from like sales concepts to even just like even coming up with the hook ideas and stuff too. So
is there going to be any information on setting up like sales phone rooms? I know you're an expert in that.
No, we're not doing anything with phone sales and that, but I have been talking to Esther about creating. I know a lot of people have been asking me, how do I start my own phone team? I want to start calling my customers. One thing we were going to plan on doing is actually just writing the phone script so people could start calling. And I'll tell you that when we first started the 6-pack phone team, I literally just picked up the phone and called our 6-pack shortcuts leads myself. And then close about 12 deals in a day. We sold $127 insane on fat loss.
Yeah,
right?
that's all we had.
Yeah, so I would close 12 $127 deals a day for about 3-4 days, and that was just for fun, right? And then repeat that process with the next person. But you need to have that customer's upsell script, because if you're just randomly hiring someone and I wrote a comment on your thing today about, you know, not waiting for 30 days to call your customers. You need to call them immediately. We used to call them while they're on the upsell journey online, while they're running the upsells, because you got to remember. So imagine this, I'll kind of repeat what I said in there. Like, imagine this, let's say you're a basketball fan and you bought a Michael Jordan jersey, right? And then you went through the upsell that has shorts, that had a basketball, that has shoes. And then you get a call from Michael Jordan's team. Hey, Michael, how you doing? This is Johnson with Michael Jordan's coaching team. You're hyped, you know, you're excited. And it's that day you just bought these outfits. You forgot to get the Michael Jordan special edition retirement shirt, the 23 and the 45. Let me get that for you. And let me get these for you, so you can have the, you know, alternate outfits. And also you forgot the socks.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know?
I like that.
Yeah. But for you, you know, since you're selling wrinkle cream, you would be, hey, it's Michael. How you doing, Esther? You know, I'm in charge of I'll be your skincare coach. How are you? So why did you buy this wrinkle cream today? What happened? Like, what made you buy it today? Not tomorrow, not yesterday, not last week. And then she's going to be like, I bought it today because I saw a Facebook picture of me and there was this spot on the middle of my forehead and I saw it and I tried to erase it off. It got worse. I don't know what to do. Well, look, the age spot's going to help. But beyond that, there's something you need to do with it. You need to do this, this, and this. So let me get you out a 1-year supply of this. This way you don't lose out and blah, blah. Then, you know, if you don't do this, this starts happening and this. So let's get that out for you. And then you kind of really dig deep and sell them right there. And then you say you had a good rebuild. So you've got to figure out, let's say your rebuild's 3 months or 5 months to have an average rebuild of 5 months. You know what? Call them right now and try to sell them to 5 months right now. Because are they really going to stick for 5 months? That's what your stat says. But you might as well just get it now, right? Hey, Chris, let me shoot you out the 5 months worth of blah, 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 at least, you know? And you're like, okay, sounds good. You know, I'd rather have that up front. You know, your LTV sky's up. Now you could go and get your new ads, new creative, pay salaries, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
do you have a sorry, really quick. Do you have a doctor with Vibrance? The actual.
That's the one thing I'm looking at too. I'm trying to get that too for the VSL. Because I'm having a hard time finding a doctor or a celebrity because they just want to charge like an insane amount. Because we're already a 8-figure company, so we're doing pretty good. And we don't want to just like give away the farm like 50% of the profits and crazy like that. We just want to pay a flat fee and be a spokesperson or have like them to be like our chief medical officer or something like that.
Yeah.
You might not even need a doctor. You might just get someone with a lab coat just to test it out first.
Research professional or something.
Yeah,
medical researcher. Yeah.
Researcher.
And then second,
I just know sometimes ClickBank has compliance issues when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, they want to know who this person is.
And now they're getting ready to do, I mean, I don't know much about it. I don't want to talk on their behalf, but they're getting ready to do something where if you say they're a doctor, there needs to be some kind of hyperlink that kind of shows their credentials or shows something.
I mean, how hard is it for you to make up a fake page that they link to?
I don't know. Okay.
right.
I'm not saying any of that. I don't condone any illegal activity.
This is going to a bad place.
This call is recorded. So,
Facebook guys.
So, bottom line is we have the YouTube course coming up. We've been working on it for a few months now, and so we're just wrapping it up. It'll basically be essentially like a full book, and we're doing a full video course and everything too. So that's actually why Chris is at the house right now with Johnson, because they're going to be filming bonus content here after we get off this call, and then after that, we're talking in the works of potentially doing phone sales scripting program, and then essentially even going into back-end email marketing, because Johnson and I specialize in optimizing companies' internal back-end email. So there's a few things in the works, but right now it's the YouTube course is the up-and-coming thing. So, and again, this YouTube course can be pretty much done across like the board with video ads. It's kind of more, we call it a YouTube course, but it's video ads. So
cool. All right. Well, thanks, Michael, for coming on and everything.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm surprised I'm the only person here. This is incredible.
Hey, maybe you can go ahead and post and talk about you're really missing out if you're not jumping on these calls. Yeah, I'll follow up with you after the call too.
All right on, man. Actually, no, I want it to be a secret, man. This is our secret.
All right, secret.
We got to do another call. This one's for.
I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate all the help. I've been feverishly writing notes.
Cool.
Yeah, ping us up whenever. Let us know.
Yeah.
Down to help.
Cool.
Johnson, do you do any one-on-ones consulting for phone room stuff? Because we could really light up if we had.
I do. If you have your own copywriters already, I would, brainstorm calls. If you have creatives that you've written, we could review them. I mean, come up with the ideas together, batches, outline some hook ideas, and then have your copywriter write them out and then review.
I have some junior copywriters, but I do most of the copy. I'm a senior copywriter in the company.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, so let's say you were like, I got to write 10 ads, or no, I got to write 5 and come up with alternate hooks. And it's going to be, let me know, hey, let's set up a call. We set up a call next week. This way I could start looking at ads, saving them, anything I see coming with ideas. So when we get on, I'm like, hey, I thought of these ideas. Here's how we could tie it in. Maybe we could look at some of your old performing ads, how we could redo some of the hooks. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I put my email in the chat. We'd love to talk to you.
Yep, I sent that.
Esther got it.
Yeah, I grabbed
it.
it.
You got it?
Yeah.
I grabbed
Esther's organizing our life.
She's amazing. I love her.
So I got that for Johnson and and then Chris, I sent you on your own Skype channel separately. So.
Oh, appreciate it.
Cool.
Awesome.
Well, thanks everyone for joining. We'll be back next Friday, 12 o'clock Pacific, 2 o'clock Central. So see you then.
Sounds good.
Thanks for that free one-on-one. Loved it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right.
See you next week.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.